that we bring to you every day. We work hard and have the buying power to make sure it's a value that you'll love. So go ahead, treat yourself with the confidence to buy now at the HSN price. Get ready for spring with 2 days of deals on our biggest brands with fresh ideas for your home, garden, and kitchen. Join us all weekend on HSN and at hsn.com.
You can't afford not to be brave. It's not even an option. When life puts a wall in front of you, you break it down. Remove the fear. Remove the uncertainty. Be authentic. They say fortune favors the bold. I've been bold all my life, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Hi there, welcome back into HSN. Happy Sunday afternoon. I'm Callie Northagen, and I'm standing next to my first and ever air fryer. I got this one a couple months back. Use it every single day. I love this one. Here's why I waited so long. It's the dual chamber. It's coming up a little later in the show at a this day only price. I love the individual chambers. I use this, I'm not kidding. And not only every day, probably a couple of times every day. We have this coming up in the cinnamon. We have the navy. We have the gray. That's the one I have in my house. I love it. It is so fast. The results are amazing. I just did my own rotisserie chicken last week. I do everything in this. I can't remember the last time I turned on my big oven. I'm not kidding, it's cool. And it comes with the little silicone mitts. It comes with the kebabs to be able to do, even if you want to do veggie kebabs in here or take them out to the outdoor grill. Anyway, I'm just really excited about this one. I'll give you all the updates when we get here. It's coming up towards the end of the show, but this is $65 off today at a this day only price. And it's the only Ninja show of the day. And by the way, what I love so much about it is that dial. You'll see it does so much more than just air frying. There's air frying mode, there's a bake mode, there's a roast mode, there's air broil, there's reheat, there's dehydrate. I've used every mode except the dehydrate, but I might do that this summer because it's really fascinating. And it's got it, so why don't you use it? But we'll get into this and in just a moment. I just wanted to alert you that's $65 off today on the dual chamber air fryer from Ninja. We've got cookware coming up in the show, which I'm excited about. We are gonna start though with the fastest and probably the healthiest way to be able to treat your family to delicious meals. And that's because we have a pressure cooker from Ninja up first. In fact, let me show you the colors and then we'll get into how it works and give you some great recipes and ideas. There's like 1,000, I think, total of these available, so I'm just giving you the color update for you. Let's start over here. We've got it in the copper. We have it in navy. We have that really fun cinnamon red. We have it in black, and we have it in the platinum or the stainless steel. So these, by the way, this is a smart deal price, which is awesome. You're getting the extras, like you're getting the silicone mitts, as you can see here. You're getting a 5-quart, it's a non-stick removable pot. Just heard mine beep. Can't wait to see what's being prepared. It comes with the crisp plate, it comes with the broiler rack, and it comes with the lid, of course. You're getting the condensation collector on the back, you're getting the silicone mitts, and you're getting not just a little bit of some ideas. This is essentially an entire cookbook teaching you all the different things you can make and all the different ways that you can make it. Because you know what? This is not just a pressure cooker. This has so many other modes, which makes it such a multifunctional appliance. I kind of equate it to my friend Sandy, who has got one of those pots that she uses all the time, and everything she makes turns out great. It's like you pour it all in, you touch a button, walk away, and it beeps, and that means it's done. So let's check this out and see what we got completed for our show today as I welcome to the show Rochelle Lucas from her kitchen to yours. It is nice to have you today, Rochelle. One and only hour all day to feature Ninja.
Great to see you too, Kelly. I'm excited to be cooking with you here today.
Yeah.
And this is one of my favorites. It's one of the first ones we brought, I remember, to HSN, the Ninja Foodie. And I think everyone loves it because it's true one-pot cooking. You get the best of pressure cooking and the best of air frying all in one. So you can do a whole 4-pound chicken, pressure cook it. So that's going to reduce your cook time by 70% as opposed to putting it in your oven. And then you can crisp it up with the air fryer to get that nice golden brown, crispy and delicious skin without having to remove it and put it into your oven. So it's true one-pot cooking. And I know we just got this other winter storm for, it's supposed to be springtime and it's cold everywhere now. So what I love to use it for is for like casseroles and that kind of thing. So what I've got here is actually a pepperoni pizza pasta bake. And so I started off first by sauteing the onions and building up my sauce, and then I pressure cooked the pasta in 4 minutes. But before I build this out and show you how to use the lid, let's zoom in on the front panel and I'll show you, because it's a true 11-in-1.
Exactly.
You can do a lot of different things with it. So it is a pressure cooker. It's also an air fryer. It's also really smart technology. So depending on the lid that you're using, that's the buttons that are going to light up. So right now I've got the air frying lid up. So that's what's lit up here at the bottom. But you've also got pressure, steam, slow cook, yogurt. There's a yogurt function here if you want to make your own yogurt. Sear, saute. That is what I used for building up my pasta sauce. I seared and sauteed the onions to start. You also have air crisp, which is your air fryer, bake and roast, broil if you want to broil your meats, and dehydrate. Plus a keep warm function. If you've got people in your family that have different schedules and you want to keep dinner warm for them, so that way it's hot and ready for when they are ready to serve themselves, you can do that too. So look at this pasta. Now, before I serve it, I'm actually going to even make it even better by adding cheese. So usually you would have to have like 4 or 5 pots in the pan, right? So, or on your stove top. So you'd have to boil the water, you'd have to make the sauce, and then you'd have to put it into a separate dish to put it in your oven to kind of make it into a casserole. This is one pot cooking, all in one pot. It's easy to clean. I can put it in my dishwasher. It's non-stick. I'll show you when I pull the cheese out here how truly non-stick it is. So I'm just gonna put my pepperoni on top. This is how I use the front panel. So there's 2 lids. This is the air crisping lid. So we're gonna get that cheese nice and gooey. So if I come to the front here, and let's zoom in, I'll show you. I will just hit air crisp. And then you can go up and down with your temperature and up and down with your time. It's already at 390. I'm just gonna lower the time to 5 minutes because I really just wanna melt that cheese. And then I'm gonna hit start. And in 5 minutes, we're gonna have the perfect casserole dish already done, all in one pot. So this is how it works.
I tell you what, watch this and note that you do get all the information to use every one of those 11 modes that Rochelle just went through. There's a different lid to use for a different function, which is phenomenal. How awesome to be able to do your own rotisseries. I just decided recently, I'm like, I'm overpaying for those rotisserie chickens at the market. I'm just gonna give it a whirl because I've got the other air fryer coming up. But this has the air fryer mode, so you could do the same that you're seeing here, and it's the convection. That's all the warm air, the hot air that circulates the chicken. So it doesn't get all soggy and icky on the bottom, it all gets crisped. I have to update everybody before you show us some of the other delicious meals you've made. That beautiful navy blue, there's 88 left. So if you love that color, I'm just letting you know that one will go very soon. We have copper, that one is the next most limited. That is only a little more than 100 of these available. I just wanna give you those close-up looks because it's nice to be able to, accent your kitchen. That one's a gorgeous copper. So navy almost gone, copper will be the next. This one is your bright cinnamon red. We've got this in all black, and then we do have the black with the stainless. So choices are here, but $50 off on this smart deal with free shipping to your door. And on 5 Flex, it makes it $24 to get this one appliance. In fact, let me read a couple comments. There's so many customer comments on this one, big customer pick. I like this one. I no longer need a dozen items on my counter when this one will do it all. Excellent investment. Another one saying, bought for my wife. She loves this pressure cooker. And then one more saying, cooked a pork chop in the pressure cooker for 20 minutes and it was so tender, it could be cut with a fork. I love it. And I think what I love most about the Foodie, Rochelle, and how do you not, love that it is 11 appliances all in one. So every kind of meal that you wanna make, you can make it right here. The one pot wonder is what I like to call them.
It truly is a one-pot wonder, and it's an 11-in-1, so you can clear some counter space and just use your Foodie if you'd like. But I love pressure cooking because it reduces your cook time by 70%. So rather than taking an hour and a half to roast a whole chicken in my oven, I can do it in my pressure cooker in 30 minutes or less. But I also love, because it has all those different functions, that I can do really quick and easy weeknight meals. And so if I wanted to pressure cook some rice or some couscous first and then add my meats on top, I could do that. But what I did is I just used that roasting rack to do some salmon and then some potatoes and green beans underneath. So I'm going to use my little oven mitts. You are getting the oven mitts with it too. So this is what I like to use them for, is to pick up the roasting rack. And so this is where you can layer your ingredients in there. So I use this to put my chicken on top. I'm just going to pop this into my sink here real quick. But underneath, I have my vegetables. So let me scoop these out. I actually just did some green beans and some potatoes and some onions, just a little bit for my husband and I. So this is one of my favorite weeknight meals for like a Monday night because it's easy. It takes 15 minutes to do. The cleanup is easy. It's all one pot cooking. So I only have one pot to clean as opposed to several. And it's healthy. You know, we're still trying to eat healthy for the year. I've kind of given up on some of my New Year's resolutions, but I like to balance it out. I've got a skillet cooking I'm going to show you later, and that's because I'm going to eat my salmon to start. And so, I love that it makes cooking easy. I really love it for soups and stews as well. But that pressure cooker, that's going to reduce your cook time by 70%. But then you're going to have your air fryer when you want something nice and crispy and delicious. So if you want to do your French fries, it can do 2 pounds of French fries as the air crisp function.
I was just looking through this book that you're getting, because sometimes you'll get like a little pamphlet with like, oh, we're giving you 6 recipes. From page 17 to page 58, they're all recipes from breakfast, lunch, dinners, sous vide, appetizers. Those are all recipes, but the rest of the information is equally important. It tells you what to use, in what mode, for how long. There's a little cheat sheet that you'll get so you can get to know your 11-in-1 foodie. It tells you what to do first, second, third. There might be a little bit of a learning curve for some of you in one of the categories, whether it's pressure cooking or the steam mode, to be able to steam your vegetables, and all of the modes that you will use. I want to remind you what they are. Steam, slow cook. You can make yogurt, sear, saute. You can use this, what is that one way over there? Sous vide, air crisp, bake and roast and broil, as well as dehydrate. And there's the keep warm mode. So talk about, pressure cookers are great because, as you said, it makes things so much faster, but I also love that it sears in all the vitamins and the nutrients, into the food instead of drying it out by baking or any other cooking method. The pressure helps to maintain the highest levels of your vitamins and your minerals, and it makes things so tender, fall off the bone tender. Even starting with something frozen, which a lot of us don't think ahead, How many of us are like pre-plan your monthly or your weekly meals for the family? Sometimes last minute meals can be the best meals when, especially, you've got the appliance to be able to do it. And basically, like I said, you can throw your ingredients in, touch whatever button you want for whatever mode you're using, and walk away, and it tells you when it's done. You'll hear the beep, and then at the end of the delicious meal, there's how many pots and pans to clean up, Rochelle? 1.
Just 1. Just 1. And I love the true one pot cooking. And like you were talking about pressure cooking, so pressure cooking will infuse the flavor into your food. So when you put lemon and rosemary in there with your chicken, it's going to infuse that lemon and rosemary into the meat, and you're going to really love how tender and delicious and juicy your roasted meats are. But I also, it's going to infuse all of the flavor into the pasta. So when I built up that pasta sauce with the sear and saute function by sauteing the onions and building the pasta sauce with the tomatoes and rosemary and oregano and garlic, all of that flavor is infused into every single pasta shell. And so, you're not going to have boring, bland pasta anymore. You're going to have delicious pasta. I have to let you zoom in on this. Look at this cheese. Let's zoom in and look at this cheese. And so I put the cheese in here. So you saw I topped it with cheese. I topped it with pepperoni, and it just crisped that up perfectly.
Oh, that looks so good.
So I didn't have to put that into a separate dish into my oven. It was all one pot cooking. So I did the sauce and I did the pasta. The pasta took 4 minutes to cook. That was it for a 1 pound box of pasta. I've got all this delicious cheese. Look at this big cheese pull I've got here with the mozzarella. So I was able to do that, without having to use multiple pots and pans on the stove top and then transferring it to my oven. I could do it all in one pot. Plus, there's the keep warm function. So, if everybody's got, and your family has a different schedule, and you pre-make, a casserole dish or a pasta, there's a great chili recipe in there, by the way, with some cornbread on the top where you can cook the cornbread. You can use that keep warm function to keep it warm so everyone can kind of serve themselves when they're ready to eat. And so for me, it's just such a time saver during the week when I'm in a hurry and I'm working and I'm checking email and I want to get dinner done quickly. This really helps me get dinner done quickly. So
oh my
the
goodness.
pressure cooking function, 70% faster than your traditional oven. Plus it's an air fryer, so you can do all of your wonderful, crispy, delicious foods too.
Oh my gosh, I know you made me jealous with that pasta over there, but look at what I've got to enjoy. I mean, ribs are so tricky, unless you parboil them or, you know, there's so many different methods, but slow cooking or pressure cooking, talk about fall off the bone. Look at how that is, it just glistens. I mean, you've got a ton of ribs in here too, so have at it, enjoy the deliciousness. You know, you can buy the bigger cuts of beef and not, you know, overpay, because when you do either slow cook or pressure cook, it even makes those lesser expensive meats so much more tender and delectable. My mouth is watering. Please, somebody save me one of those racks, because I want it. And that pasta at your place looks amazing too. But sky's the limit with an 11-in-1 appliance. What a great wedding gift this would be for somebody on your list this spring or summer, or housewarming. Think about people like who are just learning how to cook. This is like, makes it so easy, and you walk away looking like the hero, even if you haven't labored for 8 hours all day leading up to dinner for family and friends. But this was our first look at the Smart Deal. Again, $50 off temporarily, just a couple dozen left now in the navy, about less than 100, I think, total in the copper, but we had the stainless, the black, and the cinnamon as well, and you get everything included, especially that delightful cookbook, which really expands your knowledge on how to cook in different ways. So stay there for our Smart Deal, which was $725,391. There is free shipping handling on that. Don't forget, and 5 Flex making it $24. With an HSN card, you could get that one for $20. But we're gonna move into the Ninja cookware. This is a 4-piece cookware set. You're getting a 12-inch skillet with this lid and a 10.5-inch skillet with the lid. We have about, I think maybe 1,000 total to go around. So this is a really high quality, non-stick, very durable cookware line. If you love your Ninja Foodie or grill or air fryer, oh my gosh, wait till you feel the weight. You can tell these are expensive. We do have them on sale today. There is a 5 Flex for you to be able to give it a try. They look beautiful. It's the functionality of that deep, thick base plate that helps conduct the heat from edge to edge. And I don't want to make a mess here. So Rochelle, I mean, this, to be able to use nonstick on an even higher temperature isn't gonna be a problem when you're cooking with the Ninja brand. These are beautiful.
They really are. They're oven safe up to 500 degrees.
Nice.
There's an exclusive non-stick coating on there that's metal utensil safe. And so we like to say it's husband proof and kid proof. So if someone's helping you in the kitchen and they grab the wrong utensils, it's okay because it is oven safe. But what I think really is what makes this everyone's favorite is that it's non-stick. So look at these eggs. They are not sticking to the bottom of the pan. And I'm just gonna pour these out and show you how beautifully non-stick this is. And so if you've ever been frustrated by things getting stuck to the bottom of the pan, I think you'll really love cooking in your non-stick cookware. It's also really easy to clean. I'm just gonna wipe this out with a paper towel here, but you can see how non-stick it is. Plus the lids are also oven safe up to 500 degrees. So I like having the lids for doing things like my eggs or my chicken, so that way I can retain that heat in there and cook it a little bit faster. But what I love about it too is that I'm able to get that nice sear with the chicken. So you can kind of see that I browned the chicken on one side. And usually with your meats and your proteins, you want to take a peek like to your, your steaks or your chicken. And when you do that sear, it sticks, and then you end up ripping it, and you're like, oh no, I wrecked my dinner. So I love that I'm able to, get that sear with that nonstick capability, but also, it has that kind of thickness and durability of cast iron, but it's not reactive like cast iron. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of lemon in here. You could add wine too. You wouldn't be able to do that with cast iron. I'm also gonna add some pasta and a little bit of sauce. I'm gonna do a creamy lemon pasta in here. Makes it really easy. I love that I can hear that sizzle in there and nothing is sticking to the bottom. So let me pour my sauce and we will have this wonderful lunch made in no time. So For me, I love cast iron usually, just because I love cooking and I love the recipes. But cast iron, when they have recipes where you're making it on your cooktop and transferring it to your oven, they can scratch. And I have a glass cooktop, so I don't want that cast iron to scratch. This isn't going
That's
to
a good
scratch either.
point. Yeah, that's a really good point. I noticed too, I
yeah,
mean,
so
there's so much more nonstick in this set, the Never Stick collection, versus if you've tried any of the other Ninja cookware. There's a C series, I believe, but this one has 30% more of that nonstick. There's a 4.5mm aluminum base, and this is hard anodized combined with that exclusive nonstick. The handles, as you can see, they're double riveted, so they give you extra, you know, ability to just hold it comfortably. I like the Y design on, where is it? On this particular part of the cookware, because it doesn't let this part, the handle, get as hot. If that didn't have the Y, it helps dissipate the heat. Just the little things that I appreciate about good cookware. And then this lid, the sealed tight to each piece, and you're getting both the 10-inch and the 12.5, a 12-inch and a 10.25 inch with each of the lids. By the way, 5-year warranty is included with your cookware as well. And these sizes are perfect. I mean, really, these are, let's talk about what we just saw first, Rochelle, that non-stick. Not to have to add the extra oils or butters if you were trying to, like, you know, cut out some calories.
Exactly. It helps you eat healthier. It's non-stick, so you don't have to worry about messing up your chicken or your steak or your meats that you bring in there. It's not, you know, you're gonna get that perfect sear, that perfect browning, but it's not gonna stick to the bottom of the pan like it would with stainless steel. Plus, it's great for baking because they've made it oven safe up to 500 degrees. Look at this skillet cookie that we made, and so I actually love it for cornbreads and for baking cookies and stuff too. And the reason is Ninja manufactures these at about 400 or 45,000 degrees. Most nonstick is manufactured at about 9,000 degrees, and so it's not going to chip, it's not going to wear. You can go from stovetop to oven, over and over, and it's really going to last you a long time. You're not going to lose that nonstick capability. And so I also love it for that, you know, 4.5mm gauge thickness, because it's going to hold heat longer as well. So I love that I'm able to cook things and feel like I have high quality pans at home that are going to last me a long time. But I'm going to flip this skillet cookie out because I want to show you the underside as well, so you can see how evenly it cooked and how even the coloring is on here. So there were no hot spots when I put this in the oven. So the cookie's all evenly baked. You can see how easily it came right out of the pan. So that is the nonstick capability there. I mean, imagine doing this even in your bakeware. You know, sometimes if you cook or bake in your bakeware, things stick to the bottom. This is so easy to cook, to bake, to bring things from stovetop to the oven. One of the things I like to do a lot with it is steaks. And so I'll sear the steaks on the stovetop, and then I'll finish them in the oven, you know, because it's oven safe up to 500 degrees. And so it just comes out with perfect steaks every single time.
That's a great point, because well, we used to think that, you know, nonstick wouldn't give you that extra sear because you had to keep it at such a low temperature. But you can get these really hot. You can put them in an oven up to 500 degrees. That's higher than I've heard for any nonstick, and you can see how thick each one of these, you know, this is hard anodized. This is really good quality, this aluminum, and it's 30% more of the hard anodized aluminum, not to mention that beautiful nonstick surface that you can see an egg just gliding around. Cheesy sauces aren't going to stick, whether it's on the stovetop or in the oven. Beautiful, look at that. Again, 4.5mm disc that you talked about. That's how you can get that heat so high to give yourself that seared steak or burgers, or, you know, I just like that charred flavor. But it is definitely, and the reviews are incredible. We haven't offered the Ninja cookware line for long, so it's really nice to be able to do it and take a little money off for you. But do this on 5 Flex, $20 to try the brand. If you don't love it, of course, 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee is yours to enjoy for peace of mind. But if you love it, you can get more Ninja cookware on hsn.com. I saw we've got pots and pans and, you know, the big stock pots as well. Because once you try something that is better than what you've been using, boy, what a day that is in the kitchen. It's just like freedom all over again. That's why I love this hard anodized, Rochelle, because it's the best of both worlds. You can get it nice and hot. It heats up faster. It heats up and stays hot longer. You don't have to baby it. You don't have to worry about a low temperature stove or a low temperature oven. This is heavy duty cookware. Now this is the big 12.25 incher, and then this is your 10 incher. And I will say this, and not to deter you, but it is not light. It is really a substantial, weighty cookware line. And to me, that equates to quality. What do you think, Rochelle?
It truly does. It truly does. You know, especially if you've got like some weddings coming up this summer and you're looking for a great wedding gift. I think this is a great wedding gift to give to somebody because it's really high quality cookware that it's going to last them a long time. But I agree with you. The weight of it, to me, speaks quality because that I know is going to be something that lasts. So I just took this frittata out of the oven. It was cooking while I was we were doing the pressure cooker earlier. But I love that it's nonstick. I love that it's metal utensil safe, and that is because it is that exclusive nonstick capability that Ninja is known for, that you can use your metal utensils in here. So we did this frittata. I've got my oven mitts here because I just took it out of the oven, but look at how nonstick it is. I can use my metal utensils in here to cut the frittata. So I started it on the stove by doing my onions and my vegetables, and then I added the eggs, and then I put it in the oven to bake. And so look at how beautifully nonstick this is. I mean, can you imagine that with other bakeware or even a pie pan if you're going to do a frittata or a quiche or any egg dish you can think of, how non-stick that is. I mean, nothing sticked to the bottom there. I've got my perfect piece of frittata here that came right up, and I was able to use my metal utensil or my metal pie thing to get it out. So really, it's just such a high quality set of cookware. It comes with the lids. It's 500, oven safe up to 500 degrees, and I love being able to go from stovetop to oven.
Absolutely, and unlike cast iron, this can be put in the dishwasher. It is dishwasher safe. It is also, by the way, free of PFOA, cadmium, and lead. I want to make sure you know that this is nonstick that you don't have to worry about. Things have changed dramatically over the last decade when it comes to the non-stick surfaces that manufacturers are using. And Ninja, I mean, what a name in the industry. Everybody knows Ninja. Some of us know it for their pressure cookers. Others of us know it for their grills. I know it because of the air fryer that I finally treated myself to before the holidays. And with their cookware, no exception. I want to show you one more time. This is that 4.5 millimeter thick. Look at how thick this is. I mean, it looks and performs like cast iron, but it doesn't make you go through the rigmarole and the hassle of seasoning and carrying and making sure you don't put soap or certain things that cast iron, you just have to really be careful about. This is cookware meant to use, and to be able to say metal utensils. I mean, let's face it, how many of us don't, because it's the first thing you grab and you need to do a flip on something. You don't have to stress if somebody is helping you cook and they reach for a metal utensil, and if you're really particular about that, don't be anymore, because the times have changed quite a bit with this particular cookware line. 749-267, I know we have just our final, maybe 800 sets available for you. So best of luck getting yours. It is a complete set. Item 749-267. So by the way, there's also knives. I'm so excited to get to our air fryer. Rochelle, look at how pretty the knife set is. This is a full 12-piece knife block. And by the way, this is premium. It's gorgeous. Are these slots self-sharpening?
They are not self-sharpening. The sharpening system is on the side here, so on your far right.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it's designed for both the smaller and the bigger knives. It has a stone sharpening wheel in there, so you can sharpen your knives as often as you want. And I gotta tell you, Callie, when I first bought my first set of knives, I got 2 knives just for $80 each. So you're getting a whole set with the steak knives as well that you can keep sharp at home. You don't have to take it to your local farmer's market to have it sharpened. Plus, it really takes the guesswork out of sharpening as well. You don't have to worry about if you're getting it at the right angle, because this is going to get at this right angle every single time. Plus, it's kind of protected in that sleeve, so you don't have to worry about cutting yourself when you're sharpening it. So it's really foolproof at sharpening. And when you have sharp knives, it really takes the frustration out of cooking when you're trying to cut something and then it's not sharp enough. You don't have to saw through your tomatoes. This is going to glide right through your tomatoes. It's going to glide right through your steaks and your meats. Plus, it comes with shears. So the shears come apart, so it makes them really easy to clean.
Love the shears. Love you're getting the steak knives. You're also, just so you know, you're going to be getting the 8-inch chef's knife, the 5-inch Santoku, the 5-inch utility, 3.5-inch paring, and the 5 steak knives. This is that cool sharpening mechanism on the side. You put your knife in, and then Awesome, you'll always have sharp knives. That is the coolest thing ever. So thanks for your orders on this. I know it's quick, 781974. I know Rochelle and I are gonna be back in just a few minutes with that dual chamber air fryer that I'm obsessed with. I can't believe I finally treated myself to, but I'm so glad I did. But we also wanted to share with you as we get that set up for Rochelle, that we've been celebrating Curtis Stone's 10-year anniversary over the last number of days. And every day of his anniversary, we are offering up something special. Like this is his 9-inch electric pastry maker on sale. So he is actually pre-recorded some thoughts on his pastry maker, what he loves to make, how to help you get creative in your kitchen too. So here is Curtis Stone in honor of his 10th anniversary, and then we'll tell you about the dual chamber air fryer right after that.
I love pies. I'm sure you do too. I mean, who doesn't love a pie? It's like someone coming up and giving you a big hug. Right in the middle of the pandemic, we had to close our little restaurant, Maud, in Beverly Hills, and I said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to open a pie store, and we're going to bake beautiful pies for people. And we did, savory and sweet. Everybody loved them, and it inspired me to design this little baby. It is my pie maker. It cooks the most unbelievable pies. So you start off with a pie dough. Now, you can use a store-bought one, or you can go ahead and make it yourself. And we give you this little cutter that what you do is you just go straight over. So what I'm actually going to do right now is a cream pie. And what you do is you remove that extra, that offcut, pick up the pastry, and then just drop it straight on in. Now, because this is a banana cream pie, it doesn't get a top because we're going to actually fill it, right? So you just go ahead and sort of push that pastry down in like that. It couldn't be simpler. And then you literally close it, latch it, and it will blind bake your pastry for you. That little light comes on, and then you come back about 20 minutes later, and this happens. You have a perfect pie shell, right? Any kind of tart you want to make, it really is just so easy. So to actually go ahead and build this now and let it cool, just turn it off and let it cool, and then what'll happen is, see how that comes out just perfect, beautifully caramelized underneath. It gives it that nice little crimp around the outside. And your only limitation is your imagination, because when you fill this with pastry cream and then whipped cream and then fruit, yes, it can be a banana cream pie, it can be an apple, it can be an orange, it can be a lemon, it can be anything, right? It really, that's the beautiful thing about pies. Now, before I put my pastry cream in, I've made a little caramel. And this is just sugar and cream. I pour a nice generous dollop right into the bottom, couple of spoons, and just spread that caramel around. Caramel sauce into the bottom, then you get your pastry cream. Go ahead and scoop that out and just generously dollop it in. Beautiful. Now, of course, it can make apple pies and it can make them with crust on top or underneath. That's totally, you know, you can let your imagination run wild. And we're giving you a little recipe book if you pick up the pie maker as well. Just turned it on and I can already smell. There's something really special about the smell of a beautiful pie, isn't there? That pastry bacon. Okay, spread that pastry cream over the top. Then I'm going to grab a board and a knife. Just like that. And then what I do is I actually spread it straight over the pastry cream. So I kind of hide my bananas underneath a layer of whipped cream. Now you can put them on top of the whipped cream. There's no rules. No one's going to come and knock on your door and say, I'm the banana pie police. What do you think you're doing? Do it however you want to do it. Then I get my whipped cream. Look at that beautiful whipped cream. And what I do is I kind of put a few spoons on, and I make my pies a bit like I do my hair. I just make it really messy. Because to me, you're going to cut into it, and there's something more inviting about a pie that looks homemade, that looks like, you know, someone's been here with love. And look at that, you get all these beautiful little peaks. If you want to slice more bananas over the top, you may. But what I'm going to do is take a little bit more of that beautiful caramel sauce. I'm going to just drizzle it over the top like this. Oh, yes, I am. It is such a beautiful thing. I tell you what, when you've got people coming over and they know that you've made this pie from scratch. I've got a little bit of chocolate pearls that I'm gonna garnish over the top with. I mean, hello. Okay, a little bit more banana. I know, we need to show that there's banana in the pie, don't we? But that pastry cream's so rich and delicious. And then just a few more slices of that gorgeous banana. Oh. I wish you were here to have it with me. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So if you're interested in gorgeous pies, sweet, savory, we're sending you home with a recipe book. Go ahead, pick up my beautiful pie maker from hsn.com.
Can't believe it's been 10 years and that pie looks so good. Who said you can't have dessert before dinner, right? Continue ordering that beautiful pastry maker, but I'm super excited about this product. I resisted for months. I put it off. I didn't do an air fryer. I don't know why. Until this one came along. It was right before the holidays, and I remember thinking, well, I like this idea of a dual chamber air fryer. 2 separate chambers, so you can make 2 things at the same time. Primarily, I love it because my son is vegan. We are not. So, you know, we can kind of keep things separate that way. But I love the fact that this is so much more than just an air fryer. As a matter of fact, you can see we've got 3 colors. The gray, which is what I bought, I own. I love the way it looks in my kitchen. We do have the navy blue and we do have the cinnamon red. But this is the most limited choice. We have about 300 of left in the gray. So by the way, in addition, there's 330 in the gray. You get the crisper trays, which I put these in, and then you can lift these out to clean. I actually just did my own rotisserie chicken the other day. I put the chicken right on in. I had, rubbed it up with some seasonings. I put it right in, and I took all the juices that came out to the bottom, and I made my own chicken gravy. So proud of myself. It was so easy, and it was so crispy and delicious. But I do everything. Roasted Brussels sprouts, tater tots, frozen foods are amazing. So what you're getting. Not only your choice in color, and this is $65 off today, this day only, the crisper trays. You're getting 2 of those. You're getting 5 of the kebabs. This is, again, not extra. You get them. And I love these little silicone mitts. These are $25 alone if you got them separately elsewhere. But we just include them. So you're getting these awesome little crisper mitts, or silicone mitts. The air fryer alone, as you can see, it's a $230 product, but it's not here. It's $189 here. And we give you the silicone mitts. We give you those kebab skewers. And then what else we give you is a whole bunch of great recipes. And this is what really, you just read it through and you're like, oh, now I know how to use the air fryer mode. Now I know how to use the roasting mode. There's all kinds of modes. And this is something I've really enjoyed. I use it mostly on the air fry. I've used for just baked potatoes, they're so much faster. Roast, that is an amazing way to go too. Air broil is interesting. We can reheat and then dehydrate. So you can do all of those incredible modes of cooking, and when it's done, it beeps. There's another thing that you're gonna love, it's right here. There's 2 different ways to be able to cook multiple things at the same time, and Rochelle does a great job explaining how to do it. The Smart Finish and the Match Cook. That too, if you've got 2 different types of foods that are being done at the same time, maybe even in different modes. Match mode will help them both get done at the same time. So it just takes that guessing game away from prepping and having everything come out at the same time, piping hot, and everybody ready to eat and sit down. So very smart technology, best price ever, and free shipping and handling. So Rochelle, I'm obsessed with this air fryer. I love it.
Me too. It's one of my favorites, and I love that it's 10 quart too. So you can fit a whole 6-pound chicken in one side. Yep. So you could do 2 6-pound chickens if you wanted. So here's my chicken I did. You can fit up to a 6-pound chicken. So, come around the holidays and things if you have a lot of family over. But what I really love is that you can use the Smart Finish and the Match Cook. And so what that means is you can get your proteins done at the same time as your vegetables, and they'll both be done at the same time. So I'm going to scoot this little chicken out of here so you can see how wonderful and golden brown and crispy and delicious he is. Look at that. And so that is an air fried chicken with perfectly golden skin. And then in the other basket, I actually did my green beans. And so I was able to get my green beans done. They only took, 10 minutes, whereas the chicken took, about an hour. And so I love that the Smart Finish technology allowed me to get them both done at the same time. Now, it's great for getting dinner on the table and setting it, forget it. I always listen for that little do-do-do, that little beep that lets me know that dinner is ready. So I kind of feel like it's cooking of the future. I put what I want to have cooked in the basket, I hit some buttons, and then the Ninja does the cooking for me while I'm watching TV or, checking my email or doing something else. So let me show you how the functions work. I'm actually going to grab some frozen pizza rolls here, and then we can talk through how each basket works. And so each basket lights up with one or two, and you have a time and temperature for each one. So for the pizza rolls, I'm actually going to air fry this. And so this is your toggle where you can go back and forth. There's air fry, bake, roast, broil, reheat, and dehydrate. I'm going to select air fry, and it's already blinking at 390, which is the temperature I need. I could go up and down though if I wanted to. My time for something frozen is going to be probably about 30 minutes, but we'll check on it because I know we don't quite have 30 minutes today. So I'm just going to go up about 25 and we'll check on it then. Then if I hit Smart Finish, let's say I have something on the other side that I want to do. You said your son's vegan and you're not, so you want to do two different things. If I want to do something that was only going to take 10 minutes, this works completely independently. So I could select basket 2, go through and select roast, or maybe let's say I just wanted to reheat something from yesterday. I could reheat it in here. I could go up and down with my timer temperature, and then let me see, I'm just going to go, let's say 17, 18 minutes. When I hit Smart Finish and start, it's going to hold this side to make sure both sides are done at the same time.
That is
and so
so
that's
brilliant.
really great for like when you do your proteins and your vegetables, because those always cook differently. But right now I'm going to scoot around to the front and put my pizza rolls in there so we can get those going. But I love being able to have the ability to do all these different things, and then to have the capacity, to do up to, I think this is 3 pounds of pizza rolls. One little one got back there. So you can take anything from your freezer too and get it done in about 30 minutes.
I mean, to tell you, that whole dual basket thing just changed the game for me. I was like, I like the idea of an air fryer, but I just didn't want one big basket. I love that you can do two things at the same time. And thank you for showing that match zone or match mode, because it just, everything gets done at the same time based on what you're putting in there, what temperature, and you can manually program each mode if you would like. By the way, if you want the gray, it is definitely the most limited. We have dropped below 300 total. So this is my choice. This is what sits in my kitchen right now. I wish I would have taken a picture before work to bring in today, because it's my favorite appliance. It's the one I use more than everything. I even use this more than my microwave. I think maybe the only thing I use more is my coffee maker, but I certainly don't use my oven. And you think about, this is what I love so much. Can you tell I love this thing? It heats up instantly. Your oven takes you 15, 20 minutes to get to 400 degrees. I mean, it's just so much more expensive. It heats up the whole kitchen. This, it heats up almost instantaneously. The minute you turn it to whatever temperature you want, and then you set your time. If you want to change from what the recipe tells you, you can. You can open it up and check on things without making a mess or, ruining things. It's the best appliance. I absolutely love it. I'm glad I waited to get this one, because for me, it's the perfect one. Up to 8 pounds of chicken wings on both sides. I mean, it's individual 5-quart capacity, 10 quarts together. And I did just do my first check on the rotisserie chicken at home. I put a 6-pound bird in there. It was done, I want to say it was 50 minutes, because I like a little extra crispy on my outside. But if you want to adjust the temperature here, as a matter of fact, as we get ready to see what Rochelle's got next, I just wanted to show you how, even if it's in midstream cook mode, you can still pull out the basket, and look at what we've done. And I'm gonna let them cook a little bit longer because I love the extra crisp chicken wings. And they're crispy. You haven't added a drop of oil here, butter, nothing. You just put the product in with your choice of seasoning, whether it's a dry rub or a wet marinade, put it in, let it do its thing. It will beep when it's done, and if you want to keep going, keep going. And this is another thing. These two little corners, it shows you what that match mode, cook mode is and how to do it. You can peel these off. You don't have to keep these on. These are just adhered to help you learn. And then on the other side, it's got the smart finish mode, which tells you exactly how to do what you just saw Rochelle do. So don't stress that you have to remember everything. It's both here and it's in this guide with all kinds of great recipes and ideas and timing as to what you're trying to achieve with each of the modes. So get the gray before it goes. We do have the blue, we do have it in the red, and you get all the extras too. But what else have you prepared? My mouth is watering, Rochelle.
I have made some steak nachos. And so we actually air fried the nachos first. So you can do that. It's air frying 75% less fat than traditional deep frying. So if you're trying to cut down on the fat and the calories rather than doing traditional tortilla chips, you can make your own with the air fryer. And they're wonderful, crispy, and delicious, but they don't have all of the fat. So these only took 10 minutes to cook, whereas my beef that I made for the topping took maybe about 20 minutes. And so two different things, two different temperatures, two different times, and the Smart Finish technology made sure they were both done at the same time. So I'm gonna put my nachos here, and it has such a big capacity that I love that I can, do the capacity that I need for when I'm entertaining. But if you are just you and your husband at home and you just want to use one side to heat up a sandwich or something, you could do that too. But here is my beef. So let's zoom in on this here, and I'll show you these delicious air fried fajita nachos that I made. And so again, I love that it's like cooking of the future. I put whatever ingredients I went in there, I hit the time, I hit the temperature. If I want to get them done at different times, if they have different temperatures, then it's able to get them both done at the same time. And I just listened for that that little beep that tells me it's done. And I have a wonderful nacho night for whenever we're watching movies together. And how quick and easy was this? I mean, this only took me 20 minutes total to do, and it's really easy cleanup. And so, at the end of the day, I can put those baskets in the top rack of my dishwasher.
Yep.
And it's really easy to clean.
It's another one-pot wonder. Like one pot, you can do it all. Look at that mound of nachos, and it took no time at all. By the way, I'm going to pull out my wings so I can show you what those look like. And by the way, if you want to just turn it off manually, you just hit that top mode and it turns both sides off. You can use one side, both sides, one or the other. It doesn't matter. There's no rules when it comes to this product. Did you notice there's free shipping? And this price is only good today. So I don't want you to wait and think about it and get it tomorrow, because you're gonna spend $40 more tomorrow and pay for shipping. Today it's free. But our comparison is what you would have to spend in retail, because Ninja is everywhere. This is a product that has taken the country by storm. A customer pick here, read reviews, and it is at the lowest price we've done. We're giving you the kebabs, we're giving you the crisper trays, we're giving you the silicone mitts and the awesome recipes. But I just wanted to show you, that's one side, and then I'm gonna take out the other side. I don't wanna make a mess here, but I mean, this is like, it could be at least 10 pounds of wings if you're having a backyard barbecue. You get the same taste as almost like a grill, but this is the only thing to clean up. This literally is all I do. I take that crisper tray out. Let me get in the shot. I take the crisper tray out, and it's all nonstick, so you can I rinse it. Sometimes you can put it in the dishwasher. I usually just whip it out, or wipe it out with a little soap and ready to go. It's so awesome. People come to my house and I'm like, want to see my new air fryer? I'm so proud of this thing. It is just such a smart design. And there's the modes. Let's go ahead and talk that through for somebody just tuning in, Rochelle.
Sure. So you have air fry, bake, roast, and broil. So you can do two different sides at two different times and two different temperatures. So whether you're doing your meat and your protein, or you're air frying two different things that need two different temperatures, you can do them separately on each side. But that Smart Finish dual zone technology is going to make sure they're both done at the same time. So you can bake, you can roast. If you had little ramekins of cakes, you could bake your cakes in there too. You can also dehydrate. You can reheat your pizza. You will never want to use your microwave again after air frying your sandwiches and your pizza for your lunchtime, because it just gets that nice golden brown crispy and deliciousness, but with 75% less fat. But my favorite is that sound, that do-do-do, that either means something's done or something's ready to be cooked. But let's see what I have in here. I actually have some sausages in here. look at the capacity of that. And so I love that I have that capacity for when I'm entertaining, when I have friends and family over. So we just did some sausage and peppers, and I did the peppers and onions on one side because that doesn't take a lot of time. And then I did the sausage on the other because our meats take a little bit longer to cook. But I also want to show you, Kelly, look at how easily this fits on my countertop.
Right.
So even though it's that extra large capacity, you have 10 quarts, it fits perfectly under your cabinets, and it doesn't take up too much space. It's no bigger than, you know, a microwave, but it makes your food a lot more delicious.
It's way smaller than a microwave. In fact, it's funny. Mine sits underneath where I have my microwave, which I never hardly use anymore because I don't like anything. I like crisp. I like the crispy skins and the, you know, the crispy French toasts and the, you know, even if it's fish or meatballs. By the way, I'm going to pull out a pork loin over here too to show you. I mean, you can do everything under the sun with this product. It is only today, guys. I'm saying if you want it, don't get it tomorrow. And don't wait on that gray. The gray that you just saw on Rochelle's counter, that's the one I have in my house. I have it right next to my coffee maker, which is right next to my toaster. And it looks amazing. I've got a gray kind of zone kitchen. I love this product. So check this out. You could put way more than, I don't know how many pounds this pork loin is, but you know, it's a hearty loin, and you could, oh yeah, let's pull it out and cut it up, because the thing is, you can eat healthier by air frying. Air frying, even if you're just doing your favorite tater tots or French fries from the freezer section, they turn out golden and crispy. They aren't mushy and tasteless. They are so good. We like the flavored fries that you can buy in the tater tots. They're so crispy and way faster than turning on your oven or your broiler, not to mention how much that's probably gonna save you on electric. I'm just saying, my oven, I feel so good about not using it as much as I used to, because, you know, it heats up the kitchen. It's expensive to, you know, to get, when you think about your electric bill, I mean, this is one easy way to get started. So I'm gonna slice up this loin, look at that. Oh yeah, you can see that, oh, the juices, hello. We are so excited for you guys to do this summer. Cook faster, cook healthier, and it's not just air frying. That's the thing that I guess kept me from getting one earlier, Rochelle, is that I wanted something with more functions. How many functions does this one have? 7?
This is six different functions. But I think the best part is it's 2 baskets, right? So everybody loves air frying. It's become so popular. But when you only have one basket, you can only cook one thing at a time. So usually you would be, you know, cooking, like for the nachos, I'd cook the nachos first, and then I'd take them out. And then I'd cook the meat next, and then my nachos would be cold. And so this really eliminates that back-to-back cooking. Now you can cook 2 different things at 2 different temperatures and 2 different times. And with that smart finish technology, they will both be done at the same time. And something I didn't mention too is there's actually a match cook function as well. So let's say you're using the whole 10-quart capacity, and you're doing 2 6-pound chickens, or you're doing 2 full baskets of fries. You can select match cook, enter all of the information once on one side, and then you hit that match cook button, and it just copies it over. So it's taking away, you know, having to re-enter all that information.
Exactly.
And you mentioned the stickers earlier too, and I love these because it really makes it foolproof. If you don't even want to get out the recipe book, the stickers even tell you, hey, if you're making some frozen fries, it's 400 degrees at, you know, for 40 minutes. You know, if you're doing 2 baskets, and so it really makes it easy to cook. It makes it fun to cook, and it looks beautiful on your countertop.
For example, I put the pork loin was in this basket. We're doing some crispy potatoes in the other basket. I mean, you can do a ton. You can do a little, or you can do a lot. And that's what I think is so fabulous about these individual 5-quart capacity baskets. I mean, that's a whole bunch of potatoes. But you know what? That's the beauty. You can do a little, or you can do a lot. And I know there are times this summer, it's gonna be so fun when we can actually be with family and friends that we haven't seen for so long, as things kind of, you know, become a little bit back to normal in our world. And I know you're just gonna love this. You know, these have been working full time. They might be a tiny bit warm on the outside, but they're not hot. I mean, that's another thing. It doesn't heat up the kitchen or the space. You don't have to worry about burning. Some appliances get really hot on the outside. These have been both working full time, and they're just like warm. That's it. By the way, red is available. Always love red in kitchens. The blue is like a cobalt blue if you're just tuning in. The gray, I don't want you to miss it if this is your choice, because we are little, like maybe a 200, maybe 225, 250 at best. There's a lot of people ordering. I know we like to watch and then order at the end. I'm just saying I don't want you to wait too long on the gray, because if it sells out, both other colors were wonderful, but I know how it feels when you've got a certain color and a certain decor in your kitchen that you really want to work with. So not quite last call on the gray, but very close. Okay, so I'm fascinated by this product. I really think it's just brilliant, that whole smart finish mode, that match cook mode, 2 individual baskets to be able to do 2 separate things, whether, like you said, 2 different things, one, a protein, one a vegetable. They would require different temperatures, but you'd want them done at the same time. This is smart enough that once you program what you're doing, it will make everything finish simultaneously. So it's a brilliant product, and again, I'm not the only one that loves it. Reviews are plentiful if you go to hsn.com. And I know we've only got about 5 minutes left. Rochelle, you've got a kitchen full of goodies. I would love to see more.
Sure. So let me walk you through that front panel again, and then I'm going to show you all of the food that we made too, because we've done a lot in this hour with the pressure cooker and the cookware as well. So again, it does have 6 different modes with the Smart Cook and the Match Cook technology. I actually have some pizza rolls cooking in here right now, but I'm actually just going to pause it and turn it off so I can start it all over again and show you how that front panel works. So let's zoom in here and I'll show you. So you have 2 different baskets, and they both function independently, or they will function together with the Smart Finish button. So they light up with a little button here. You have your time and temperature based on what you select. So here's the 6 different functions. You have air fry, bake, roast, air broil, and reheat and dehydrate. You can choose your time and temperature and go up and down. And what's really brilliant about it is that it kind of does all the math for you. And so I'm going to select air fry on this side. It's already got my temperature at 390. I'm going to select the time at 20 minutes. Then on this side, on basket 2, all I'd have to do is hit the button number 2 here. I can select a completely different mode. So let's say I wanted to bake dessert in the other side. I'm going to go over to the bake function here. I've got it at 325, and let's say my baking is going to, take, maybe I'm doing some little ramekins in there. It only takes 18 minutes. When I hit Smart Finish and start, it's going to hold this side to make sure that both sides are done at the same time. So this is really brilliant for when you're trying to get dinner on the table and you have maybe you have your whole 6-pound roast chicken on one side and green beans or Brussels sprouts on the other, or baked potatoes on the other side. Those things take 2 different temperatures and 2 different cook times. This is going to make sure that it's all done at the same time, which is usually so hard to do. If you're cooking on your stovetop, or you're trying to time your oven, and you're trying to, it's a busy work week and you're trying to get things on the table quickly and make sure everything's ready to serve at the same time. This really makes it easy to do that for those busy weekdays.
Without a doubt.
I love my air fryer for that reason.
I do too, and I was just looking through the recipes that it comes with. How about boneless barbecue pork chops with squash and green bean medley, buffalo chicken enchiladas, buffalo tofu with ranch dipping sauce, that'll work for Tristan, yay. Cheesy tater tots with gravy. Hello. Chicken tenders and curly fries, crescent roll calzones, jerk rub pork loin with carrots and sage, peanut butter cup puff pastry, frozen salmon, Parmesan asparagus, honey garlic meatballs, tortellini. I mean, you guys, there's a lot of really good recipes. And at the front of this, it's gonna give you all the information that you need to do every and any mode, from dehydrate to air fry to roast to bake. It tells you about the dual zones. It's one of my personal favorite purchases of all of last year, and it took me a minute. I really waited until I knew it was the right air fryer for me. So it put me over the top with the dual chambers. I love that 10-quart capacity, but I just love all those modes that Rochelle just went through, because the truth is you're gonna use them. Each one of these can be used independently of the other. You can just use one, you can just use the other side, you can use them both, but the cleanup is a dream. Oh, there's more recipes, by the way, available in that Air Fryer Obsession cookbook. That's a good idea, 771481, because we run out of ideas of what to make for the family day after day after day, don't we? So the air frying is faster, it's delicious, a lot less calories. I went on a massive diet in January. I just had to stop the madness of COVID. So I've just been using this like crazy for obvious reasons. And it's because the taste is awesome. You don't feel deprived because you're not using fat or oil, but you get that deep fried flavor through the technology of the air frying. I could talk about this for an hour. Can you tell? I love the product, and I know our time is up, Rochelle. I hope you and your husband have a beautiful Sunday, and I hope whoever's there with you, everybody will enjoy all that delicious food.
We're going to have to bring some food over to neighbors for sure. I mean, look at all of the things that we made this hour with all 3 of our Ninja products that we had. So from
Take us
the
on a
pressure
tour.
cooker to the from the pressure cooker, we started with doing the pepperoni pizza pasta bake. So we did pepperoni pizza pasta bake. We also, I dehydrated some pineapples the other day. So these are dehydrated pineapples with the dehydrate mode. We also did a little air fried salmon and potatoes. In the dual basket air fryer, we did a 6-pound chicken under air fry. We also did some healthier steak nachos where we air fried the chips on one side and then did the steak on the other with that smart finish mode. I did the green beans with the chicken with that smart finish mode. So the green beans and the chicken had 2 different cook times. They were both done at different times. And then in our skillets back here in the cookware, we did a lemon chicken pasta. We also did a frittata. Again, that frittata is non-stick, and I could use my metal utensils in there to scoop that out because of the exclusive non-stick technology by Ninja. We also did a whole skillet cookie. So lots of food here today,
wow.
Callie.
Well, it all looks delicious. Between the cookware and that air pressure, or the pressure cooker that we had earlier with multiple modes, and then this. I hope you can treat yourself and your family and your home to one of them. Rochelle, thank you so much. Really appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And in the meantime, folks, read the reviews on this one because it's today only $65 off. No charge to ship either. So enjoy it, and I know it's time to send things over to my